Welcome to After the Shoot podcast. I am here with
Jimmie.
Jimmie, J.O. Bography. How did you say it again?
Jabargraphy.
Jabargraphy. We were just talking about this beforehand. I know I haven't posted an episode in a while, but we back to it. Life hits you sometimes and you just gotta, roll with the punches. But we right back here. We ready. We got some nice topics to talk about today. And first off, I just want to say, how was your experience watching me shoot today? I know this is the first time I had a photographer that I didn't actually shoot with, because I'm used to shooting with models. It's the first time I had somebody accompany me during the shoot and decided to do
I didn't know that.
Yeah, decided to do a podcast afterwards. But how was the experience watching?
It was cool. I was in for like about 10 minutes, but yeah, I got a good, y'all did some good stuff. Y'all had some good, some angles and some, the aesthetic was cool. So yeah.
What would you have done if you were to, let's just say you were to do the exact same concept, the exact same model? What's something that you feel like you would have done different or like maybe changed about the whole shoot that I just did?
If it was me, I would put it in the back backdrop and then added like 2 or 3 more lights to the situation. So
he said mine didn't have enough. I only did a 1 light setup, so I see it. I can see it. Well, I'll take that into consideration for next time. But I really got a topic to talk about today that's it might stretch some people.
Okay.
And it's something that I feel like I've been thinking about a lot recently, and I feel like it's something that, any guy, not just, creatives in general, any guy in the world can really, grasp and really get a hold on and, think about it. And it's really the thing I really want to talk about is the society's death of masculinity. Mm-hmm. So it's basically like, I really want to get into how, like, I feel like personally society is like kind of like trying to break the hold on masculine men. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, like, you see a lot of people these days who are like kind of like breaking away from what a traditional man is. A traditional man back in the day was what? Take care of your family. A traditional man was, stand on the things you believe in, be strong, kind of like fight things that don't, how do I want to word this? Like kind of like be able to like fight things that you don't agree with. And I feel like a lot of times these days, a lot of people, men in general, are so like, impressed in themselves that they don't really express themselves how they would back in the day. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I grew up in a 2-parent household, so my dad and my mom, my dad, he pretty much set the ground rules or whatever, how this was done. But my thing is just not enough people have a male influence to, teach them like how to, become men. So that's what I believe. So
I think, yeah, I can see that, because I think the rise of like things like social media definitely play a huge impact on it, because a lot of people do, instead of looking up to the male figures that are actually in their life, like even their parents and stuff, you see people looking up to, artists and creatives and like stuff like that out there, who are in turn, most of these people that you're being influenced by are being influenced by, the people higher up in the chain, the people who control, the media and stuff like that. And these people are just like, they get to dictate what you see on TV and what you decipher as what masculine is. And I just seen something the other day that blew my mind, because I was watching, I believe is it the Oscars? Or it was
the Grammys.
It was an award show. I believe it was the Oscars, but people don't know what I'm talking about when I mention this. But I don't know if you've seen these clips of, they had John Cena, and John Cena was butt naked on stage. Like he was presenting an award, but they had him like he was like covering his private parts with like a sign or something like that. And all I'm thinking is like, this has to be something to do with like a humiliation ritual or something like that. Because think about it, 10 years ago, you seen someone like John Cena, and it's like, this is like a masculine figure, like someone who, you know, people look at as, oh, this is like an alpha male.
Right.
This is someone that, you know, a lot of kids and adults and people look up to because it's someone who portrays, you know, masculinity. And then you got somebody, it seems like something so small, but then you have somebody going out and doing something like that where it seems minuscule. Like it's like, oh, he's just being funny or he's just doing that. But to me, I look at it in a deeper perspective because it's like, you have this man that people are portraying as masculine going out and doing these type of acts.
Right.
And you got a lot of people in the world these days, you know, who, you know, will reflect that. And what do you want kids to think? Oh, this is okay. Like, it's okay for you as a man to go out and do things like this. And this is just for entertainment. But realistically, it's like, this is how people portray you, you know? And it just brings me to the point of like, dang, like is mainstream media like really like destroying masculinity?
It's almost like they just stripping us from our manhood, and like it always it's kind of like how people, you know, like if you got like women, they talk about, you know, how men are portrayed nowadays, and it's like this is what they do it to us. Like they put us in situations that we don't feel like as masculine as we supposed to be. So they, you know, sometimes they do it for the money, or they do it. It's so weird how it's getting like this, because I look up on it too, and it's just like, man, what is happening to men? Like, we out here, like, you ever seen like the balloon pop things, and they making a man feel like they just so low. You ever seen the?
Oh, you talking about those videos that they doing on YouTube?
And it's making like normal guys will go out and just be like a normal dude, and then they popping the balloons like pop, 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 and it's like you kind of just making this man feel like he's nothing. It's like
you
20
ain't even gave
women,
him a chance to talk
right,
or nothing.
Nothing. Like it's crazy. So that's how everything is being portrayed now. So
it's all a part of it. I feel like, because think about it, man. Like, when there's things in the world going on, right? Like things bigger than us, like things that have to do with government or these people in power, these people in control. Who are the original people who are going to fight back? It's going to be the men.
Right.
You know what I mean? The men are the people who are going to be like, nah, we don't believe in these policies. We don't mess with how you guys are running our country. We don't mess with how you guys are, you know, treating our women. We don't mess with the fact that you guys are doing this to our healthcare systems and you are doing this. But when you weaken the man, you weaken society.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like you, if you look at it from a higher perspective, it's like you give us less power and you give them more power. You know, the people who are in control. And I genuinely believe that it's deeper than a lot of people think, because mainstream media controls a lot of things. And when you have these masculine men going out and doing like things that are feminine, it's like it destroys what the masculine man is. And you know, it's tough. Like, I even look at people and I think it's like that's what they want you to do. Like, even artists, like, you'll see some of the most popular artists in the world doing things that are like, why? Like, for what reason?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that as, you know, a man? You know, and it's not really attacking people, because it is okay. I'm not sitting up here and saying like a man can't have feminine traits. I'm not sitting up here and saying that a man can't be feminine. I'm talking about how you strip a man that is masculine from his masculinity.
And then if the guys that's out here that's like hyper masculine, they call them names like misogynist and
right. The females are out here attacking the masculine men, because it's like when you become, I feel like you're a threat. You're a threat to everything around you when you become a man who stands firm. Like, you know what you want. You not influenced by, you know, like women. You not influenced by, you know, popularity. You just you know, and you strong enough to stand on what you believe in. You start to become problem.
Right.
People start to look at you a certain way, and that's how they want it to be. They want you to feel like, oh, I should be different, so I'm gonna try a bunch of things to be different. Like, I want to be different. Like, nobody these days is saying like, nah, I want to be me. Like, and if that's you being like a masculine man and standing on what you believe in, you don't have to always change your beliefs. You don't always have to be like, oh, I got to do this to be accepted in society, because that's what people are doing now. People are doing like, oh, instead of this is what I do to be a man and to, you know, stand on my principles, people are like more so like, oh, this is what I got to do to be accepted in society.
Right.
And it's a deep topic. I definitely wanted to talk on that, man, because I feel like it's something that people really need to put into their conscious. Like, man, like, why are us as men becoming so weakened?
Yeah, it's the media, because it's just, I don't know, I don't get it sometimes, because it kind of is like it's gonna make that like the norm, and then it's gonna be like now everybody gonna be like have that perception on men, and then the man race is gonna be like devalued.
Yeah, devalued, man. That's just, I don't want to get too into it, because sometimes when I talk about topics, like it just, you can't always formulate the words exactly how you want to, because it's such a deep topic. Like, it's low-key something you could sit up in the car late night driving with, your homies and just talk about for like hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just like one of those things where it's like, I just want people to get oppressed and really think about like, and I say this a lot of times in like my podcast, and I say a lot of things in my podcast, because the main reason that I want to have this platform is to be able to talk on things that actually, matter to me. Right. And it's like, that's one of those things where I want people to actually, put that into their mind. Like, when you looking at stuff on social media, when you're on like, just when you're out on a daily basis and you see certain things, I want you to put it into your conscious, like with the media and stuff like that these things can be being pushed to you for a reason.
Right.
Like, be conscious. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely something that's there. And man, and it even goes into social media these days, Instagram.
Right.
I really dislike how a lot of things are pushed to us on Instagram, especially like when it comes to like, all right, I'm about to really hit some I'm gonna hit some heads on this, because it really comes down to the people being sexualized these days. Mm-hmm. Women on social media being sexualized. And I'm an artist, so I believe in art. I really truly believe in having a free form of expression. Mm-hmm. I believe in you should be able to do what you please, when you please, whatever fits you. But I also believe in being like sort of like brainwashed into believing like, oh, I have to be like hypersexual because I'm seeing all of this stuff on social media. And it's a lot of people who don't understand that like being pushed these things, it affects you in a way that a lot of people don't understand. When you're log online all day and all you see is people naked online. Yeah. You think subconsciously it might not affect you, but it does. Like, this is what you see every day. This is what you're being exposed to.
Okay, so I remember the days when you was younger and your parents or your relatives would tell you like, if you see something on TV and it was like sexual, you'd be like, no, close your eyes. You don't supposed to see that. But now you see it and it's kind of the norm. Like, you'll go out, I'm an artist too. I'm a photographer. Mm-hmm. You'll see like, you'll just see it like out of nowhere, like nudes, like just I'm gonna be, you just see
scrolling on. You could just be on Twitter, just scrolling.
No,
you're looking. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Justin Fields. Oh, he got a new wide. What the fuck? Like,
and then you can just see it for free. Like, sometimes people have, they had OnlyFans and stuff like that, but you can go on Twitter or something and you can see it for nothing. So that's how it is now. So.
Man, and then everybody's feeling so pressed to, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And it's like, man, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Truthfully, the way I feel about it is this. If you're a woman and that is a lifestyle that you choose, that is a lifestyle that you choose. I'm not against anybody who you have the free will as a human to do whatever you want, whatever you please. I'm not judging you. I just think a lot of people getting into it aren't conscious to what they're doing. Right. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna do this to make a little bit of money, or I'm gonna do this because I want, I feel like this is how people respect me. And when you put in that, it's one thing to be a grown adult and to make that decision. Okay, you a grown adult. You want to go out and post your body and do this, cool.
Right, that's
But
cool.
when you put in that, you instill in that mindset into our youth, that's where the problem comes in. Because our youth is going to grow to believe, okay, this is always an option, but this shouldn't be an option.
Another thing, I'll be thinking about that too, cause I'm a little older. I'm in my mid-30s, so I think about it, cause I'll be like, I see little kids out here, like I do sports too, and I look at the high school kids, and it's like, man, like I'm really becoming an OG, so I'm gonna have to really like set an example sometimes, like. And that's something that you got to think about too. Like, man, as you get older, you get wiser, and then you gotta like implement some of the stuff you learn, and you gotta teach it to the younger people. So, I mean, that could be an influence too, when you, if you see somebody that's like do what they do, what you was talking about. But when you do that, as people get. The youngers get older, they're gonna be like, oh, like this is how we do it. So I think about it like this, because I thought about it like a day or so ago. I was like, man, I'm older, so I got to put this into I got to mentor, or I got to teach. But I get what you're saying when you're saying like the younger, like this is going to be for the younger people. You gotta influence.
You gotta be able to influence the younger generation. It's very important, man. That's our youth,
Right.
I feel like a lot of people don't care these days. You doing it. A lot of people, everything they do is for you. Everybody's like, oh, I'm doing this for me right now. But it's like you really got to look at that, because some people don't have kids and stuff like that. So it's like you don't think that deep into it. But at the end of the day, it's like what do you want like us to become as a society? Like, do you want us to be a society where, people outside twerking out, to get some attention? Like, do we want to be 10 years into now and you can't go down the street without seeing somebody making a TikTok video? Like, it's like, what do you want it? What world do you want to live in? You got to envision that, and you got to, put those principles, into the people around you, the kids around you, the next generation, and especially if you're going to use social media and you're going to be on it, and that's a career path that you choose, you got to at least be willing to, spread that knowledge and be somebody who actually is implementing change. So that's just something I've been like really like stretching my mind into recently, those type of topics, and just really thinking deep on stuff.
Yeah, once you get a little older, is you get more wiser, and you get more. You got to think about like, because like the future. Because sometimes like times has changed nowadays, so a lot of people gonna use the social media. So I know about like 10, 15 years from now, they're gonna be AI, or they're gonna be doing like, some extraterrestrial type stuff. So it's gonna evolve, and it's gonna change over time. So
yeah. God, let's change it. Let's change it in the right direction, though. 'Cause some of the directions we going right now is it's a little off track, in my opinion. So it's like we gotta really push to make something happen.
Yeah,
make something happen, man. And that's why I'm really trying to like, even like with my art recently, I've been like really like dived more into it, because like as I do grow older, I start to really appreciate the things that I do more.
Yeah.
The things that, every single day I appreciate more, because, we don't have forever.
Right, we don't.
That's the reality. A lot of people don't want to admit it, and it's hard. It's hard, and I think that has a lot to do with why people don't want to look into, like really think about the future, because like nobody want to think about the fact that we don't have forever.
Man, we don't.
You know what I mean? But that's the reality of it. So while you here, you really got to appreciate the things that you do. You got to appreciate the people around you, even like being able to like do something like this, come on a podcast and be able to speak your mind, or, be able to use these platforms in a positive way, create your art and be able to put it out into the world. Like, that's dope. You know what I mean? And every single part of the process should be, enjoyed, not just like wanting attention or wanting to be seen or wanting all that. Like, just enjoy it. Like me, I really learned to like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to enjoy every part of it.
You got to
like,
enjoy it.
What are you complaining for? If you're going to do something and complain every day, you just need to stop.
Right.
Because I know so many people who decide to be photographers and models and you know, they want to go out and, you know, do these careers, but they want to complain every day
Right.
about it. Like,
I ain't got no complaints. I ain't got no, like, cause you know, like 2-3 years ago, I was nothing. So, you know, you come from the bottom and you at where you at, and you just like, it's no complaints. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Whatever. You know, that's how it is.
yep. Well, I think we're good. We're gonna wrap this up. We got some good topics
yeah,
in.
that was good. That was a good
I'm real
podcast.
glad that we were able to, you know, touch base on some of these important topics and stuff. And I just want to say thank you to XR Space for sponsoring.
Yeah.
Which camera? I look at this
Yeah.
one. Thank you to XR Space for sponsoring this episode. They're always super welcoming. They got a super dope vibe and just a
Yeah,
great
it's
environment to
been-
be able
yeah.
to, you know, speak your mind on these important topics. And so if you guys need a space for like podcasts or photography or anything like that, I highly recommend using XR Space. I love, you know, Enrique is my guy, the whole team over here, man. They're great people for real. So I appreciate it, and we're gonna wrap this up, and can't wait for you guys to see what I created today.
Cool.